Let's fuck. Let's just start it here.
Yeah.
Let's just not even.
Don't really matter at this point. We'll get an intro. I think we came up with a new name.
So here's the thing. Oh yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
Okay.
Are we gonna drop this and like start calling our podcast this now?
Yeah.
When I edit it.
Yeah.
Should I go and change the name of all the old ones?
Yeah, just so we have it. You know what I'm saying?
Like, should I change the name to like episode 1, episode 2? At least drop some knowledge on these folks. What are we changing our name to?
Okay, so we're just changing it to the Friday Night Podcast. It's pretty much, we're going to do like an entertainment base, get you ready for the weekend, have a couple boys on, I think. I think we're going to clear some of this shit out, and we're going to get like 2-3 more guys on, and just pretty much have a couple drinks, bullshit about stuff going on in the world.
It might not necessarily come out on Friday every weekend or be Friday night when we record it, but
it's just called the Friday Night Podcast because it's based off the
whole idea of it.
The whole basis of it is party, like entertainment, get you ready for the weekend.
Yeah.
You know, you're done with work. You did your 40 hours, your 60 hours, your 80 hours, whatever you put in all week, your 15 hours, like whatever you put in all week, it's just
it's just a fucking Wednesday afternoon and you're like, God damn, I'm already 27 hours in and I'm not trying to do this shit anymore.
I'm ready. I'm getting, it's Wednesday, the middle of the week. I'm getting ready for the weekend. Yeah.
It's hump day. Trying to make it through. Something to get you through,
Trying to change it up. We're tired of this,
boring.
I'll let Cole talk about his situation going on, but we're tired of pretty much talking about our works. And I think we're gonna figure our shit out. We're gonna put a lot more time into this. We're gonna get a logo.
So if you guys didn't notice in the last episode, I dropped my company's name that I worked for, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to bleep this out, and I never fucking bleeped it out. Well, that had nothing to do with it, but I ended up getting fired, which was kind of fun.
This guy sent me a message. He's like, I got fired.
Looks like I got more time to dedicate to the podcast.
I said, why is that, dog? And he was like, done got fired.
Yep. So I guess I did something wrong in the company's eyes, and I don't know. I'm not going to speak too much on it. But basically, I don't work there anymore, and
it's time
hopefully
to get
this
rolling.
bitch is going to get rolling a little more. I'm thinking... Dead ass though. I'm thinking I might go back to school. That's what I'm like seriously thinking about. I'm gonna go back to school for reals. I'm gonna be an engineer. I'm thinking, I don't know what kind of engineer you hit, but I'm looking into petroleum engineer. You only need a bachelor's degree for that shit, and you make like over $100,000 a year. So I'm gonna.
Are you gonna enjoy it?
Here's the thing. I know I'm gonna enjoy it more than what I was doing. That's
Obviously,
for damn sure.
More than the restaurant.
Yeah, because, I mean, I love a lot of the people that I worked with, and I miss the shit out of a lot of them, but, like, the work environment was horrific.
Dude.
Horrific.
I think that's such a big thing for people because I have the same problem. Like, I guess it wouldn't be, like, the work environment's horrible as well because, like, people are just assholes and, like, the bosses are.
Well, it takes a toll on you after a while. Like,
yeah, it's just like...
I like to think that I'm a pretty mentally stable person. Like, I don't have depression. I don't have anxiety. I don't got none of that, like ADD, any of that. None of that shit. I don't take any medications. But I deal with a lot of shitty... I used to deal with a lot of shitty people on a day-to-day basis. And for a lot of the time, I could just put the wall up. Doesn't bother me. Like, just deflect it. It's not... Don't let it into my life. But day after day, when you have to... basically be someone that you're not just so that you can get through the day and not cause any problems, it fucking erodes your personality for a while. And once you realize that, like, you're not entirely the same person that you used to be just to appease someone else because you want an easier life at work, that's what I was basically...
It's like you're done.
Yeah.
You're cut off at that point. You have zero care.
And that's exactly what happened is I got to the point where I just stopped giving a shit about so much. Like, I loved all my coworkers and I would do whatever I needed to do to help them out. But, like, when it came to me, I was just like, this place has just burned me out. Like, when you talk about being burnt out of a place, like, there's physically being burnt out, like, I'm working like iron worker or some shit, or like working a warehouse slaving away physically every day in and day out. I can't physically move things anymore. And then there's like, I cannot mentally tolerate speaking to this person anymore. And that's where I got, and they caught me slipping on a few things, and they said, howdy. And I can't tell you how much of a blessing in disguise that's been, because I am so much fucking happier than I was when I was there.
Hey, well,
fucking bravo.
Fucking happy for you, dog. I'm glad you're happy.
But the moral of all this was basically going back down to, we're going to have more time to dedicate to this right here.
Yeah.
And no matter what I'm going to be doing, whether it's going back to school, I know I'm going to have to get a part-time job doing whatever it is. I'm going to at least make sure to, like we always talked about, oh yeah, we'll have Sundays off to do this. And then you might work 7 days. I might have to fill in on a Sunday. But like, I won't, from now on, I actually want to like, no, I have to, this is like a second job to me now. Like, I can't just like, oh, sorry.
Third for me then.
Well, like, I'm not just going to be like, oh, sorry, Austin, I've got to fill in at work today. It's like, no, sorry, work. This is my other job. We're going to try to maybe not make money on this anytime soon. I don't really give a shit if we do.
Just entertain people.
This is what makes us happy.
Yeah.
And so I want to be able to,
for real.
Now that I've gotten some of that other shit out of my life that has been dragging down some of that happiness, and I know how cheesy and kind of corny all this shit sounds, but
you got to get it out sometimes,
hey,
man. I think
that's
people
no
got to
fucking
get shit out. It's like when I'm at work, I bitch a lot, dude, when I'm at work. Like, I get so mad. I come in and they're like, what's up, Austin? Like, ready for another day? I'm like, this place fucking stinks, you know?
Dude, that's how I was when I would go in.
It's like, I used to be super positive and be like, yeah, you know, like, at least I'm making money, or I'm making.
Yeah, it's nice to make money, but
that was it. That's all I could honestly say.
But when you don't have time to spend that money.
Yeah, it's like, so I come home. And
at least in your case.
And yeah, in my case, I come home, I'm just tired. So I spend all night, 10 hours working, and then I come home, conk out. Body's dead. I wake up just in time for me to get ready for work and stuff. And then I'm like, geez, dude, this is my life. Like,
there's another 10 hours. Yeah. And they want us to work 7 days a week. Get the fuck out of here with that.
Dude, that is wild. When I saw that I'm lucky that I'm higher up on graveyard, to where like the lower guys have to work, but I was pretty close. I was messaging you the other night. I was pretty close to being like, if I have to work, like I was for sure gonna call out Saturday because I'm going to the ball game tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Like that was gonna happen. So I was gonna work tonight as well, and I would rather work tonight and call out tomorrow. But then I was just sitting here. I'm like, man, my points are getting taken. Like, at this point, I'm like at 3 points or something out of 6 already at the beginning of the year. Because, like you said, I'm just burnt, man. I'm burnt
out of it.
But I'm the physical aspect of it. Like,
that's why I kind of went into that a little bit, because I know you're more on that end of that.
I'm more on the physical, but it takes a toll on the mental as well. Because,
for sure.
Because I'm sitting there and I'm like, dude, I used to go to the gym every morning. I'd be super happy. I'd be like, man, I got my workout in. I did my work at night, and I come home and do my shit. And that lasted for about like 6 months, and then I was like, man, I'm tired. I don't really want to go to the gym.
Well, here's what I've kind of noticed, because I too worked in a warehouse for like fucking 4 years, and it's shitty. And but I've noticed, like, for when I was working in the warehouse, when I'd get physically tired, then I would fall back on being my mentality. Oh, just fucking keep your head in and just fucking work harder and you'll be fine. And eventually you start eroding on your mental, like your mentality as well. So, and like,
your physical it keeps taking a toll while that.
So like once you're drained on your physicality, then your mental starts draining. And I was on the opposite at the bar. I was like, my mental was draining. So in my head, I was just like, just fucking keep busting your ass. Like, just keep doing it. Like, physically. So I started relying on just muscle memory and doing things over and over. And finally, even that was starting to wear down. Cause like at the end of a fucking Friday night, I would just see a ticket roll in and be like, fuck, I have to make another fucking lemon drop.
Yep.
10. Ice, liquor, sugar, lemon, like after what it's easy to fucking muddle a drink, but after you've done this for fucking 250 drinks in a night, that looks kind of funny, but it's just like, oh my God, your arm's gonna fall off. You can fucking get a die here.
Dude, so on my crew, I got 3 guys. 2 of them are new. So they don't know how to work the bagger yet. They could do the simple one where it's just take out the bag if it fucks up. But like if 2 products push in together at the line, you got to put the 2 lines up to back up get them past
So they just don't know what the
sense.
fuck they're doing.
It's a bunch of like steps. It's a bunch of processes pretty much. And so they haven't been taught correctly from the shift they came from. So now I have 2 new guys that I have to fucking teach the bagger for, which I have no problem with because I want everybody to know how to do their job and stuff. But while I'm loading 2 trucks, while I'm pulling 7 lines, while I'm staging 300 pallets outside when they're coming off the line.
You're like, I'm already doing 4 guys' other jobs. Why am I helping these fucks?
Like, nah, just like, it's not like necessarily like, why am I helping these fucks? Like, they have to be helped because if they're not going to be trained the correct way, they're never going to know how to do their job the correct way.
Yeah.
And then in a production facility like mine, it's going to piss people off because you have to produce shit. So like on nights when we have 900 boxes coming down, 900 pallets of shit coming down, you know, of apples, like apple boxes, dude, it's like, and then the bagger fucks up and then you got to reset the whole thing. Like, it's a fucked up night. So for me, like, I have to train these guys and it takes a toll on me. So like,
oh fuck yeah, that's why anywhere I've ever worked, I've always told them I'm not training. I'm not a fucking trainer. I'm terrible at teaching people anything.
Well, we have a shift for that, and that's what pisses me off is like if we didn't have a shift for it and they came on my shift and they were like, hey, you gotta train this guy, I'd be like, okay, well, at least I know he's getting trained the correct way. I know they're not getting trained the correct way because they come here on graveyard onto my shift and then they don't. They're like, oh,
they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Austin, can you come to the bagger? I'm like, why? They're like, I can't figure this out. I'm like, bro, what are they teaching you over there? Like, what did they even show you anything? And then most of the guys will be like, damn, dude, I learned more in you showing me this one time than I've been shown 10, 15 times. And it's like, yeah, because I think a lot of people will show people how to do it, but they'll be like, hey, Cole, give me this, hold this, measure this. Like, they're not showing you the process and they're not showing you what they're actually doing or why they're doing it. And so a lot of guys, they're just like, yeah, they just told me to hold shit. I'm just like, no, okay, bro, plug that in because we're going to heat this bitch up and laminate the bags together. And then they were like, okay. And I was like, now take off the damn fingers so when we roll it through, it doesn't snag on the fingers and cut the whole bag as it goes through.
Right.
They're like, oh, geez. Like,
that kind of reminds me of this video I just saw on Reddit the other day where it was semi-related to the whole, like, oh man, Austin, I learned more from you in the last 5 minutes than I did from these fucks over here. And it was a video, and the caption of it was like degree versus experience. And it was 2 people that had just come out of cooking school versus a guy that had like never went to cooking school, or I don't know what
he cooked at a restaurant for like 5-6 years.
But he had years and years of experience, and it was like chef experience. So it was high-end fancy shit. And basically what they were trying to do is they were balancing an egg on their spatula, their little thing, and they were flipping it up, cracking it with the flipping it up with the spatula and then flipping it sideways and cracking the egg with it so that it would land on the grill and like the egg would start cooking. Well, the 2 kids with degrees, they're fresh out of fucking fancy school. They know what they're doing. They flip it and crack it, and one of their shells like landed on the fucking grill, and the other one's shell landed on there, but then like all the eggs seeped over the thing and it didn't come out right. And the guy with skill but not technical experience, like the schooling experience that they had, he fucking flipped it up perfect, cracked it, it landed right on the fucking thing, the egg fell out perfectly, and then he signed his name with the fucking yolk on the grill. I was like, oh shit, this guy's a baller.
Yeah,
this guy knows what the fuck he's doing.
Well, I think that's a lot of the problem with the education system here. When you come out of college, you're not really getting experience in the field you're going into, because people say, oh, well, you get your internship. Well, what do you do your internship for? Like a month or 2?
Depends.
Depends on if you're doing it all, like if you have connections all year with them.
Yeah.
But like for me, I was just a writer. So I just wrote for the ESPN Yakima for like 2 months during the Women's World Cup, and then that was it. Like, that was my internship.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Other internships are different. You know, you're probably there a whole year. You know, like medical, you're probably there for a couple of years.
I was say, like the one, So I technically have to do an internship to get my degree.
Well, fuck yeah, bitch! You gonna be an engineer? You better be doing some internship.
Sorry, back up. Rewind. My communications degree, the one that I've already gone to school for.
Yeah.
So
you haven't done that yet?
No, I never did an internship.
How'd you fucking graduate, bro?
I walked, but I didn't technically graduate.
Oh, okay.
So I
thought you graduated.
I have 17 credits left. Basically, what that is.
I think I have like 25. That hurts, dog. We literally have one more quarter.
Don't say that, Austin. I know. For me, it was like I think it was like a 10-week long, 40 hours a week, like full-time internship. And that would have given me like 17 credits or something. Or it was like a 8-week, like 30 hours a week or 20 hours a week for, what did I say, like 8 weeks for 12 credits. And I would have to take like 5 credits worth of electives or some shit or just extra shit.
I think mine was like two writing classes. Writing classes and then another like video or like TV.
Dude, you got easy shit. No, I got a fucking internship to do.
Dude, the internship was hella easy.
Dude, online classes. Just fucking crank that bitch out and get your degree.
I don't think I can do them in online because I think the last time I checked, well, this was before COVID, so they probably changed it now. But before I checked, the classes that were required for me were in class.
Fucking.
They didn't offer them for online. That's why during my whole situation at the college, it was hard for me to go to those classes because I was dealing with all the other shit. So I never went to those classes, and then I failed because they were like, bro, you never showed up. And I was like, well, I fucking told you what I was going through, and you guys didn't give a fuck. So I kind of had to I had to look out for myself and not give a fuck about your paycheck. So
yeah,
sorry.
Listen,
not sorry, but I guess I'll say I'm sorry.
You unhelpful pieces of shit.
Yeah, for real.
I keep getting notifications. Let me flip this bitch over so I'm not
pretty much that was why I never finished my quarter. So
dude, you should look into that shit because if you got just a couple classes left that you could take and
yeah, but with my situation that happened,
well, I get that, but now
I can't really go into any fields that.
Yeah, you could still go into communications.
Bro, we'll talk about this off air, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Anyways, I did get Instagram back, though.
You back on the Instas?
I jumped on the Instagram. I'm not doing Facebook.
Oh, dude, I haven't done Facebook. I have Facebook Messenger for, like, my friends, but I haven't done Facebook like, since I graduated high school.
I bet you all the people that see me pop up with new Instagram. Because my problem is...
Oh, did you make a new one?
Dude, I delete it because I tell myself, I'm like, I'm
never going to get back on.
I don't need this shit in my life, all right? It's bullshit. But then I realized, like, I think I just need to take breaks. I need to, like, just maybe delete the app off my phone, but still have the account.
Yeah.
Because, like...
So do I have to re-add you on Instagram now?
You have Instagram?
Bruh.
I don't think we were following each other before.
Well, that's fair. But yeah,
I never used it. I used it for sports videos.
Okay.
I think a lot of people use social media for like keeping up.
I just use it to stalk other people.
See, that's what I'm saying. A lot of people use it to stalk other people and keep up with their lives. Me, unless I talk to you every day or most of the time, I don't really give a fuck. I don't really give a fuck.
I get that.
So, and it goes for me too. If people don't want to hit me up, they don't have to give a shit.
So before I got fired at my
You're
job,
fired. You fucking ass.
A couple weeks ago, I served this guy from my high school that I hadn't seen in years, like 8 years, 9 years probably. Well, I've been this year's my 10-year reunion.
Do I know him?
Oh, yeah. You'll know who he is. And he was not really a little shit in high school. He was a good kid. Teachers maybe would call him a little bit of a troublemaker, but now that he's graduated and grown up, he's like a really, really nice person. And he's got, I think it said his wife or something. I don't know, something like that. But he was like, yeah, dude, are you going to the 10-year reunion? And I'm like, yeah, I am. Cause like my friends are the ones putting it on. So I kind of have to. And
Weren't you the president?
I was the class president. So I was supposed to be the one that put it on, but I didn't. So I don't give a fuck. And I told him, I was like,
you don't give a fuck.
The other part of it, dude, I was like, I kind of talked to all the people that I really still wanted to stay in contact with from high school, and the ones that didn't give a shit about me didn't stay in contact, and the ones I didn't give a shit about, I didn't really stay in contact with. And I said, that's no offense to you, because we didn't talk to each other.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing. Like,
yeah.
bro, when they said in high school, they were like, you're not going to talk to like 90% of these people when you leave.
They weren't kidding.
They were not kidding, dude. I didn't believe them at first. I was like, dude, what are you talking about? I was like, this is like my everyday thing. I see the boys. I play soccer with them, blah, blah, blah. And then I was like,
we're like this.
Yeah, I was like, we're like this. You don't know us. And then like we all graduate, and I'm like, oh, okay, I see what they're saying. One goes off here, one goes off, does their shit, doesn't really have time to do the shit you used to do. So
that, and it's legitimately just too hard to keep up with everyone.
Bro,
like if you wanted to try to stay in contact with all your friends, like I still stay in contact with one or two people from Central, like a couple friends from high school.
Yeah.
Nobody from O'Reilly's when I worked there. I mean, excuse me, my fucking sister-in-law, because she's married to my fucking brother, and she's the reason I got the job there.
Yeah.
Like her, but I don't stay in contact with anyone from there. Like when I worked at the other restaurant called Midtown Grill that's no longer in business, like don't stay in contact from anyone there. So it's like
it's hard.
You figure out who is important to you in your life, and those that stick around, and those that don't. So
bro, I went from like maybe 15, 20 people I talk to all the time, like having a big group of boys, to like, I think I got like 3.
Yeah.
I talked to you, I talked to Cody, Dill, and then I talk to all the fantasy football guys every once in a while whenever they're not busy. But it's hard. Like one of my buddies, he's got 2 kids. So it's like, man, him and I used to be tight. And like now it's like we're still tight. But, man, I only talk to him if we're like playing Xbox randomly. Or like,
you can't just talk to him all the time like you used to.
Yeah, he's a paramedic too now. So, bro, he's a single dad, paramedic, fucking... Let's go.
Good. Fucking support that,
dude. Let's go.
Jesus Christ.
And I'll tell you his backstory off air, because it makes it even that much more better that like dude's a single dad with 2 kids, fucking paramedic, working all these hours.
I gotta say,
kids are taken care of. Some people got it, man.
Mom or dad, doesn't matter. Single parents.
So they got it.
Fucking
well done.
Well done. Give me a second round of applause, because fucking A, I don't know. There's no way. There's a girl that I used to work with who's a single mom, and it's just like, she's got 1 kid, and even 1 kid I couldn't imagine would be so fucking much for me to deal with. And I'll be 28 in a month, and she's a couple years younger than me even, and her kid's going to be 5 this year. So I'm like, you were like 20 or something, like 19, 20 when you had your kid. Like, what the fuck? I couldn't imagine being 20 years old and having a newborn kid. Like, I look back at what I was like when I was 20, and I'm like,
no way.
That kid would be dead.
Yep.
That kid would die.
He'd be so fucked.
That kid,
or she.
That kid
would
be so
fucked, dude.
Yeah.
I get scared now. I'm 25. I'm about to be 26 here soon. Like I'm not. There's no way. Like my lady, both of her brothers, have like 1 or 2 kids each.
Mm-hmm.
So I know the baby fever's coming, and she gets it every once in a while, and I'm like, there's no way.
Fucking Gators bitches best be wearing Jimmy's, bro.
I'm like, there's no way. I'm like, dude, because then I'd have to stay at the warehouse forever. I'd have to work there for.
That's what I think about. Is like, damn, I was 20. I was working in the warehouse. I was working at O'Reilly's. If I had a kid, I would have probably had to fucking stay there.
Yep,
and I would probably still be there to this day. And that was, let's see, I left at
8 to 10 years ago.
Nah, that was probably right before we left for Central. So 6 years ago. So I would have probably been there for 10 years now. And I'm just like, I think about that, and I'm like, oh, no way.
Dude, that's what I'm scared of. I told my lady, I was like, there's no way I could. I'd be dead. I'd have fucking hung myself, and not because of having a kid, but because of fucking staying at that warehouse.
Oh, I know. I'm just think like, I saw the people at O'Reilly's that had been there for 10 years and had. There was one guy specifically, actually, it was literally, like, I could see him, like, me in his shoes if I were to go that same route, because, like, he worked there, he was just an employee that was on one of the crews, he ended up getting his girlfriend pregnant, he needed to make more money, he became a manager, blah, blah, blah. And then after one thing led to the next, like when I started there, it was his 4th or 5th year. So by the time I was there for 4.5 years, he was pushing 10 years. And I was just like, dude, I can't believe how the fuck are you still here?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's why I feel like when you're young, like I have a lot of people tell me, they're like, man, you're young. Go do what you want to do. Like figure your shit out. And I listen to guys like Joe and like Cameron Haynes, or like get motivational guys where like
Jocko.
I don't really listen to Jocko. Kind of gives me that like military feeling where it's like rah rah, or like strap your boots up.
What's the black dude, the super David Goggins?
Oh yeah, the guy who's always yelling and shit.
Yeah.
Yo, fucking
who's gonna carry the boats, Joe?
You can't.
Who's gonna carry the boats?
Don't fucking tell me how much I can run, Joe.
Yeah.
He's like running 27 miles. Like, Jesus, dude.
Dude, if I had 1% of the fucking drive that guy had,
oh man,
this podcast would be making money. I'd be owning a restaurant.
Yeah.
I'd be fucking jacked as shit. Like,
I'm just tired, man.
Dude, that guy, the motivation that guy has, it's out of this world. Like, where does that come from?
I don't know. I'm young and I think about it. I'm like, dude, these guys are like 35, 40, 45. Some of them 50
I tell you
years
what,
old.
though, I was gonna say, like, just a couple minutes ago before I got onto that, was the older I get, it was on the same vein as you saying, like, yeah, people tell me I'm so young and go do it while I can. It's like the older I get, the more I realize, like, oh shit, I really did have the fucking world by my balls when I was 20, and I could have done whatever the fuck I wanted. And now I'm 28 and like I still can, but like that's
harder.
8 years
that you blew off.
that I blew off. Like that's a long fucking time.
Dude, I was in the same situation when I came out of community college and I went to Europe to go play. Man, I should have taken that contract, dude. I should have taken it.
I told you, like, what, 3 podcasts ago? I was like, let's get you back on there.
Yeah, I should have taken it, dude. I don't know. I wanted to go see family. I'd never been to Norway. It was like my great-grandpa's dream to go back to
But isn't it so fucking cool that you did that?
It's, super grateful. I would never say a bad experience about that. That was honestly, the most shit I learned in my life was college. The best experience I ever had in my life was going and playing ball over in Europe. Like,
damn, that's cool.
When I was playing ball in Europe, I was like, man, this is the life. I literally wake up, I eat breakfast, I train, I go fuck around town with the boys, go visit different cities and shit, like all around Europe, all around the countries, and then we go back to training or we have a game that day, and like, it was dope, dude. It was pretty sweet.
How many years ago was that?
That was it was about 5 or 6, because I went to Norway and Sweden, Finland in 16. So yeah, it was about 6 years ago. Because I went right out of community college. I went and had a trial in L.A. or San Diego.
If you could, not necessarily if you could go back 6 years ago and redo it, would you do the same thing? But like, if 6 years ago you could see where you were at right now in your life, would you stay on that same path and still come home, go to Central, maybe do some different things there or whatever? Or would you say, fuck that, I'll fucking be a soccer player?
I'd have tried a little harder.
Yeah.
I think what made me like have the easy decision to not take the contract and go see family and then come back home was just the pay.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be making like $100, couple $100 a game, and like I would literally have to get a second job. I'd have to learn the language, obviously, and like pretty much it would be what I'm doing here, but getting paid a couple $100 to go play on the weekends for a team.
Fuck, dude, you should have stuck with it.
Yeah, but
because then that leads to an opportunity for a couple $100 million.
I would have gotten my citizenship. Well, if I get good enough, but I would have gotten my citizenship in 4 years too. So I could have been a Norwegian or a Swedish citizen.
So
or Finnish.
Yeah. So one of the things, funny you say that, like in 4 years I could have got my citizenship. It's my dad the other day. He was like, "So what the fuck you gonna do now? You don't have a job." And God, I love my dad to death. God bless his soul. I'm not religious, but he's so worried about like, what are you gonna do about money, basically.
Oh, that's why I'm scared to tell my dad I don't want to work at the warehouse anymore, because I know what you're gonna say. But
yeah, and I'm just, but like in my head, I've got a little bit of money saved up, so I'm not too worried about it. And I know if push really comes to shove, I could go get a job. I could go get a job anywhere. You could be a bartender, work fucking anywhere. And I've got people that are telling me like, hey, I work here, we're gonna be hiring soon, or like, hey, there's one person that I know that was like, put my name down on the application at this restaurant, and I can almost guarantee you get a job. And it's a very nice fucking restaurant. So I'm like on the waterfront kind of shit. So I'm like, oh God, that's a really good opportunity. Don't fucking really want to though. And so I told my dad that I'm not too worried about it. And he's like, well, you got to think about, and I said, I want to be an engineer, and it's like 4 years worth of school and what. And he's like, oh man, that's another 4 years. That's student loans and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like,
that is true.
But I think about it this way. Yeah, student loans. What like I don't give a shit about that. I'll fucking pay them off eventually. Like whatever. I've had loans. When you become an adult, you're gonna have to have payments your entire fucking life. That's just the way it is until the day you die. Unless you're a fucking millionaire, and you even still do, you just don't have to worry about it. But he was like, that's 4 more years of school. When I told him, I was like, yeah, maybe get another bachelor's degree. And he's like, you're gonna have to like do that for 4 years. And I said, well, yeah, Dad, or I could go work like in a restaurant for another 4 years. And what do I have to show for it at the end of that? Like 4 years worth of me saving up at a restaurant.
Yeah, for real.
No degree, nothing. Like 4 years of experience. And then when I'm done at that restaurant, what do I have to show for it? Fucking restart at the next restaurant I go to. Like, I'm not trying to do that. I don't want to.
That would be what I would be doing with forklift. It'd be like,
exactly.
Oh, you like my dad would probably just be like, well, you got experience with the forklift. You could get a job. And I'm like, yeah, but the point is, Dad, I don't want to just jump from warehouse to warehouse to warehouse. You know, just because I'm good at driving a forklift. Like,
yeah.
I'm an entertainer, man. I love making people laugh. I love making stories and
doing stuff,
joking with people. Like I've had like 7 people in the last couple weeks tell me they're like, bro, you should be a comedian. Cause I just sit there at parties, dude. I literally sat at like 2 housewarming parties and just had a beer and just sat there and bullshitted with people and like made jokes with them and shit. And they were like, bro, you're hilarious. Like, but here's the thing, like, you got to be afraid to bomb.
Oh yeah,
That's
okay.
You gotta be afraid to bomb. Yeah,
you gotta not be afraid to bomb.
Yeah. That's true.
You were saying you gotta be afraid to bomb.
You're right.
You gotta not be afraid.
You gotta be not
bomb.
afraid to bomb. And right now, a little afraid to bomb.
Who gives a fuck? You'll be fine.
Yeah.
You'll bomb once or twice.
But like that's something I was thinking. Like, dude, if I could have a dream job, like people always ask me, they're like, man, if you like, would you go play ball again or? Like, no, I wouldn't play ball just because I damn near blew my knee out a couple months ago, and I could only imagine.
Well, you can recover.
Yeah, that's true. But I don't know, man. I think being a comedian would be fucking so hilarious. You literally just go travel the country and you just entertain the shit out of people, make all their drunk asses laugh.
You gotta be able to make their drunk asses laugh, though. Is
Bro,
the thing.
How many times have I made you laugh?
Yeah,
all the fucking time.
I'm one guy.
One guy.
You got to make a room full of people laugh.
That's all I'm gonna think about is a room full of one guys.
Room full of one guys. All right.
That was dumb.
That was pretty fucking dumb.
But nah, man, I don't know. I'd like shit like that. I want to do a podcast. I want to do something entertaining. I don't want to just fucking sit here, wake up. Okay, guys, I'll see you in 10 hours. Fucking clock in. What's up, Jerry? Like, okay, another night. And then I go fucking do all my shit and get off of work. And they're like, hey, see you tonight. Like, yep, see you tonight.
Well, I want to be an engineer and then be able to spend as much time as I can doing this. Do you think that you'll be able to make enough money doing that to support yourself? Whether it's being a comedian, a podcaster, an entertainer. So what do you want to
not a comedian.
What do you want to do then to keep yourself afloat?
That's the thing. Is the only thing that I think about in my mind is just like entertainment. But then we live in a world where like
you can't
really just like throw your dreams out there and hope it works out. Like you kind of got to fucking have a basis like set income.
Dude, if we could have lived like fucking 50 years ago with the knowledge that we have now, we could have been millionaires.
Well, duh.
Easily.
That's like, bro, if If I could have the knowledge I have now and live in like the 80s. Or
even
the
like
90s.
10 years ago, seeing where podcasting is going and whatnot. Like,
Yeah,
we could have just like started this podcast 10 years ago.
Yeah, like do what Joe did like 10 years ago, fuck around with some boys, and then after a while, you just kind of keep
Catch
doing
traction.
it, catch traction,
Yeah.
and just, yeah. Well, I mean, we'll do
We're getting
something.
there.
We're getting there. We're going to do different stuff. We got new ideas, new name, the Friday night podcast.
Those lights flickering?
I told you. So the one like blew out.
I gotta stop staring right at that fucking light bulb.
Dude, that one is pretty bright. But yeah, the other one keeps flickering. So I think what I was gonna do was go on Amazon and just get the fucking lights like college rooms would have, and just put them up against the wall.
That'd be neat.
And light them up. But I don't know. I don't know who the fuck put LED lights in this goddamn thing. Like every time I look up at it, I'm
Shit,
Helen Keller in this shit.
Fuck water. You seen that movie?
What?
The Helen Keller movie? Where at the end,
I've seen.
I don't know. It's the end.
I've seen some Helen Keller movies, but it was like a fucking neon ago.
Well, yeah, it might be black and white. I can't remember, but she's trying to teach her water, and she like runs her hand under the water.
Yeah.
And she's like, bah, bah, bah. You remember? That's why I was like, water. Anyway, so yeah, no, I think once we get our podcast like a little more professional looking in here, and maybe an actual logo and a neon sign, and I can figure out how to like make some animations for the intro to a video. Also, get this. So Anchor FM. That's like a platform that I'm sorry, I'm trying to talk through you dying laughing over there to water. But anyway, this Anchor.fm, it a lot of people use it, and it's one of those websites where you upload something and you hit like send to feed or whatever, and it'll like upload it to YouTube, Spotify, all these different SoundCloud, whatever you got, all those different websites for you, like your Twitter, everything like that. And I tried signing up for it when we first started the podcast, but it wouldn't let me put long form, like hour-long podcasts on there. It had to be short. But now they're saying that you can put video on there, and it's saying put songs on from Spotify. It must be
because it's connected to Spotify.
It must be a service through Spotify, because on their website it says like Anchor by Spotify. And so somewhere in there, when you go to upload your episode or whatever it is, it says add a song from Spotify. So I'm wondering if that's the case, and if we upload shit through that.
Bro, Thunderstruck intro. I don't give a fuck.
I'm just saying, we can pick anything we want. We can every episode. Just like, what do you want to roll into this episode, Austin? Another one bites the dust.
And another one does, and another one does, and another one bites the dust.
They gotta get you too. Another one bites the dust. Hey. So yeah, that would be kind of fucking neat, though, don't you think?
Probably make us better.
A
little better.
Probably make us sound a little bit better.
Put a little fucking Spock in there.
I would put like each episode we would come into that song and then go out to that same song.
Okay.
But here's the thing, since I have not looked into it enough, I just kind of looked at it the other night on my phone. I'm thinking, though, that maybe it's only for the Spotify podcast. So, like, if it uploads it to YouTube and Spotify, like the same video and audio.
It may not have the audio in the YouTube.
I would say the YouTube one, we might have to do something separate. Or, like, edit our podcast so that it's got no audio on it and send it to the feed so that on everything it uploads like that. But then the one for Spotify, like, see if it has an option to like just add a song for Spotify to the one that gets posted to Spotify. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So if that's the case, that'd be cool. If not, we'll fucking see.
We'll see.
Yeah, I don't know. But
this is kind of a shorter one. We didn't really
That's okay. You want to talk about more shit? Like I mean, I'm out of a job, so I don't have a lot of money. So if you guys,
you might be a bum.
Yeah, I might be. I went and bought some more ammo the other day, and my dad's like,
"Do you really need to be spending money without
he's
a
like,
job?"
"Where were you earlier?" And I was like, "I went to Sportsman's Warehouse," and he was like, "Did you buy some more ammo still?" And I was like, "Yeah, but not as much as usual. You know, I don't got a job." And he just kind of laughed. He was like, that's when we had that conversation where he's like, "What are you going to do?" And I was like, "Be an engineer." And he's like, "But that's 4 years of school, son." And I'm like, "Duh, thanks, Dad."
Yeah, you did have a goofy moment there.
I know. Duh. But anyway, what the fuck time is it anyways? 7:30?
Are we getting fucking drinks later?
We can do whatever you want, man. Dude, so I went to that Korean... Oh, that's a story I need to tell you. That fucking Korean barbecue right before I came here. So I was like, never been to a Korean barbecue. Didn't know what you were supposed to do. I thought it was just like a regular ass restaurant. You go in, you sat down at, they served you this, that, and the next thing. Well, I go in there, and right away, it's a buffet. And I'm like, Colio don't do fucking buffets here. Sorry, fellas. I ain't about that shit. I ain't about that fucking buffet life. I just don't. And I told my friends that, and they were like, "Well, we can leave if you want." And I'm like, I'm not going to be the reason why we're fucking leaving this place, so we'll stay. And so we stayed, and I didn't know that you cook the food on the table yourself. Like, they bring you rice, but you pick the meat that you go and you grab raw meat, and you just cook it yourself. That's fucking whacked. And so anyways, it's a buffet, and we had it. And then I was like, shit, I got a podcast to go do. So I was going up front to pay. And I'm like, yeah, just the fried rice and whatever it is for one person. And she's like, okay, $65. And I'm like, hold on, that was the price for one person? She was like, yeah, one person and fried rice, $65. And I'm like, what the fuck? $65?
All right. So in Asia, it's cheaper, obviously, okay? You're probably going to spend like 30 cents.
I've never been to Asia.
Probably going to spend like 30 cents for a bowl of rice. They come over here, and they're like, okay, these motherfuckers are going to jack up their prices. We're going to fucking make our bowl of rice $72.99, okay?
Dude, so it was for one person for the whole like buffet experience was $30. And I was like, holy fucking Christ. And then for one order of the fried rice that came, it was a pretty good size order, and it came out in a bowl. It was like fucking $13.99. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, 43, and I was like, whatever, this 15% tip, blah blah blah, after tax 65 or 64 something and some change. And I'm just like, I paid for myself. I
you
even
piece of shit, you paid for yourself?
Yeah. Well, there was 5 of us.
What?
It was just going to be me and my friend, and then she was like, "Do you mind if so and so comes?" I was like, "Yeah, sure."
Because she didn't want it to be a date.
You want? No, it's
no. Dude,
no.
I think girls have that feeling. I think when they go as friends with the dude out, they think there's some sort of like a small percentage of a feeling that they're like, oh, they might think this is.
I have been out with this one girl. She's had a boyfriend for like 6 years now.
You're a bitch.
We both have told each other multiple times.
Like, I don't believe you.
I don't want anything to do with that nasty puss. So we know that we're not into each other. And trust me.
Why'd you have to say it like that?
Because I'm not into that. But no one even heard what I said anyway. I don't into that bad poo. But anyway, so yeah, no. I was so.
You sound like fucking Coach O from LSU.
I don't know who the fuck that is.
Coach Joe Burrow in the Natty.
Oh, I don't know. I was just like,
you got to look up Coach O.
All right, I'll look up Coach O. Coach O
from LSU. How you doing?
So yeah, so then there was 5 of us there, and I looked at the grand total. It was $233 for all 5 of us.
Damn.
I was like, that's $50 a piece. That's $50 a piece. There's 5 of us, 230. That's almost $50 a piece. You know, that's fucking, I was thinking 250 off the top of my head, but you know, that's fucking $45 a piece. Oh, hot dog. Oh boy. I didn't know how to take that. I was like, well, looks like and it wasn't even in a nice restaurant. Like it was in, you know where South Tacoma Way is. Fucking I go there and it's in like this strip mall of shit. And I'm like, let's see, there's no sign. Like there's a marker writing on the window that's like Korean barbecue. And I'm like, sweet. So I walk in there and it's kind of this rinky dink place. I'm like, all right, cool. And then they charge me that?
Maybe they're trying to make it not a fucking rinky dink place.
They fucking must have just changed. They must have just changed their mind about a week ago then, because fucking hot damn, they charging that price. They wouldn't have been having a rinky dink little fucking shithole of a goddamn barbecue Korean place. The food was amazing. Don't get me wrong. The food was good. But the fucking, like, no sign, dilapidated fucking painting out front, like... Come on.
I don't think they're basing the price off of the look of their restaurant.
Obviously not. There ain't no golden lion statues sitting out front or no shit.
That's when you know that's a shit. That's the restaurant.
That's the real deal.
You got 2 golden lions right at the fucking front door. You know that's the spot to go to. I'll drop a hundo easily.
I'm just glad they at least had those fucking like sneeze guards over the food, because I'm like, Colio don't do fucking buffets. I'm not about that shit.
What'd you call it?
A buffet. I don't like buffets.
All right.
What? I know it's spelled buffet. Buffet. I don't do that. No buffets, dude. I don't know about that. You can't get me to eat a quesadilla either.
That's Coach O right there.
Oh, well.
I can't get no Coach O to fucking eat no fucking.
That restaurant I used to work at that I mentioned earlier, that Midtown Grill, the owner of it used this old 80-year-old white guy. We'd do a buffet on Sundays, and he'd go, "Oh, you setting up for the buffet?" And I'm like, "Yeah, Gary, I got you." And he's like, "Cool, we make a lot of money off that buffet." I'm like,
man, he was red, but Gary was really trying to get you to laugh about the buffet.
That's just how he wasn't even joking. He was. That's how he talked. He was just this old guy. He'd walk around and make sure that buffet's set up. I'm like, you got it there, boss.
Jeez. Have you any good TV shows lately?
Fuck no, I don't watch that TV shows. Overwatch 2 is about to drop here soon, though. At least the beta is, and I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, they came out with the second game?
They're gonna be.
Does it look pretty cool?
I hope so. It's gonna be hit or miss.
Man, yeah, I feel like you're kind of like really gonna be upset if this.
Let's
game
put it
stings.
this way: I've been playing Overwatch since it came out, so I'm like total Overwatch nerd. And I mean, I played a match today before I came over, and
you son of a bitch,
I'm on PC.
Did you win?
Yeah.
All right.
No, I lied. I lost.
All right, well, you're a loser.
You're a loser.
So, and now you're a liar.
Now you're a fucking liar too.
A loser and a liar.
Yeah, don't
son of a bitch.
But anyway, it looks like I have high hopes and I want it to be really good. But with all the shit that's been going on with Blizzard lately, I wouldn't be surprised if it's a hot steaming pile. So we'll see. You look like you're about to fall asleep. You ready to go get some drink?
Nah, not yet.
Not yet.
Fucking time is it?
8:15.
Nah.
No.
We got time.
All right. Well, let's wrap this bitch all up.
I watched the new John Wayne Gacy series.
Yeah. I don't know. I know he's a killer. He's a killer.
He killed 33 boys.
Boys?
Like teenagers.
Was he into boys?
Yeah.
Ah, Jesus. Yeah, diddling bro. Boys.
Buried like 28 of them in his basement. And then 2 in the river, 1 in the garage or something in a cement block. Bro, what the fuck were y'all doing in the 70s and 80s, huh?
Huh?
What's up with all these serial killers from that area or that time and shit?
Ted Bundy, John Wayne Gacy. Is Ted Bundy the Green River Killer?
Ted Bundy?
Yeah.
No, he's the one that went and killed all those women, but he was
That's
the good
right.
he was the good looking guy, the charming guy.
Green River Killer. That was
That was the guy here.
yeah, I
I
know.
think my ex told me she lived next door to him or something.
I'd know his name if you said it. Fuck. That's gonna bother me.
What did he do? Murder people?
Well, he was just the Green River Killer.
Yeah, we do just
Murdered motherfuckers.
Yeah, and just threw him in the river.
You would know, like when I say his name, you'll go,
River.
"Oh, that guy." Gary Ridgway.
I know the last name. I would have never
Okay.
guessed Gary.
Yeah, he's a Green River Killer.
Ah.
He killed 49 convicted, 71 to 90 plus confessed and suspected. Whew. I never knew that.
At the time, John Wayne Gacy had the most in U.S. history, and it was like 33.
Well, yeah, this one said 2001, so. I don't. What kind of, like, you must get a real fucking high off killing someone. Or you, like, what kind of feeling? You think, like, after the first one, you'd have some sort of, like, remorse. But if you were to do it again and again and again, you must feel some sort of way about it.
Dude, that's what happened with John Wayne Gacy. This guy, so he said he accidentally killed the first dude because the first guy came after him with a knife. So he defended himself and stabbed him in the chest like 4 or 5 times. Killed the guy, obviously. And he was like, I don't know what to do. So he threw him in the fucking basement, the little place where he didn't know where else to do, and then just poured cement concrete over him or whatnot. Yeah, dude, it was wild. And then he was like, yeah, and like nothing happened. Cause like back then people would like families would report kids missing, and then the police would just be like, "All right, your kids are run away."
Yeah.
That was
People
like,
went missing like fucking crazy
dude,
back in those days.
that was like the go-to response from the police was like, "Oh, your kids are run away. Oh, they'll be back soon," or like they're probably just out doing drugs or something with kids or other kids or shit. And then it'd be like, "No, these fucking serial killers nabbed like 70 of them."
Do you think he like killed the first guy and then just got a fucking boner and was like, "That was cool,
dude"?
That was fucking.
So the whole
dope.
the whole point was like, bro, this guy tried saying he hated gays and like he was a homo,
Like a homophobe,
and everything, or like, but he was bisexual. Like he just didn't want to.
So he was suppressing it.
Yeah, he was pretty much like denying that he did like boys and men, and like tried living the married man life. And then just like killed that dude one time because he had him come over and shit because he was having sexual urges. He did get arrested for sodomy in Iowa like way before he started his killing spree in Illinois.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Sodomy. Isn't that where you just have someone come over state lines to like fuck with you or something?
I think it's when you do oral.
That's it? That's all it is?
I don't know. I think he said the kid like blew him or he blew the kid or whatnot, and then the kid went and ran back and told his dad.
Huh. So basically it's anal or oral.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
I thought that was just like, I thought it was a term for something like fucking gnarly, but
Nah, so
like he was accused of sodomy. Like, oh, that's bad,
bro. And another thing, how dumb were some people? Okay, the way that the police were saying he got most of these boys like fucked up and shit was he would like get them to come back home because they're runaways or like whatnot, or they're trying to like look for a job because he owned a construction like company or whatnot, and he would like have them come back and he would show them a magic trick. And it was the handcuff trick because he would have the key in his palm. And so he would put them behind his back and then he would unlock them. And he'd be like, "Oh, see, I got the handcuffs off." And then the kid would be like, "Oh, nice. Like, now give me a job, bitch." And then, like, he'd be like, "Okay, now your turn." And if you can do it, you get the job, or he would do some shit like that.
But if not, I'm gonna fuck you and kill you.
Bro, literally, like, they would do it, and then obviously they couldn't do it, and they were like, how do you get the handcuffs off? And he was like, you don't, you need the key. And then he would have the key in his hand, and then he'd fucking, boom, strangle him or some shit.
That's whack, dude.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Like, man.
That's whack, dude.
But dude, watching these docu-series for, like, serial killers.
Even if my hands were chained.
I would still, like,
well, no, like, I just think that's why I carry a gun, because I could still lift my shirt up and get my gun
but
out.
how many kids were carrying fucking pistols on them back in those days? Damn near 1%.
That's why I said that's why I carry a gun.
All right. You beat the fucking purpose, bitch.
Well,
you literally just used an example that couldn't happen back then. Yeah, kids had rifles in the back of their trucks and shit when they went to school, but they weren't fucking carrying pistols on them all the time.
Where do you think the term Mexican carry came from?
All right.
No, I'm dead serious. That's what they call it when you carry a pistol in your front of your pants without a holster. That's what Mexican carry is called.
I don't know. I'll have to look that up.
I don't know. I'll have to research. Jamie, look that up.
Jamie, look it up.
Jamie, look that up. Did you fall asleep over there again, Jamie? God damn it.
He's dead.
I know. All right, let's fucking get out of here.
Yeah, let's
Spiggity bounce. I hear that guy rolling out on his motorcycle outside.
Bounce. Bro, this guy rolls through the fucking neighborhood like no other. And
You ever sleeping and he's just like,
no, because I'm gone at work. He'll usually do it early in the morning if he's got to go somewhere or something, but he'll just be like,
and you're like just getting home from work and you hear him drive by and you're like, fuck
you son of a bitch. I'll hear it on the weekends though when I'm not out, if I'm not working at night.
I was gonna knock the camera over.
Dude,
I remember what happened last time we did that.
That fucked it up last time. We ain't gonna have it.
All right, like, subscribe, listen to our new and improved, soon to be
the Friday night podcast.
Better
We're gonna
design,
get some boys on,
look, sound, all of the above. Maybe gonna have some music on here. That would be the fucking best. That's what I am talking about.
That was pretty. That gets you pumped up, doesn't it?
Oh, dude, I'm
pretty. I get pretty good.
I was fucking growing.
It's like the fucking jellyfish dancing with SpongeBob.
Oh, that's right.
Hey. All right. Like, subscribe. You guys have a good week of work. Love y'all.